Hello and welcome back to our YouTube channel. Make sure you guys subscribe and like the video if you guys enjoy it, and maybe even share it to someone that you know that may be struggling in some type of math. Maybe your younger brother, younger sister, maybe a friend. Maybe hopefully this video can help you. Now today we are learning about slope-intercept form. So in the previous video we learned on what slope is, rise over run, and how the mathematical world uses m as the slope. Think of m as a mountain. Now we're going to teach you slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. A lot of teachers start off with this t-chart on how to plot a point on the graph. So let's work through the t-chart first, how we already learned. So we have these inputs, 2, 1, 0, -1, -2, and we have this equation y equals 2x plus 1. Now, you see the x, we're going to be plugging it into right here on our input side. Now, we plug it in, so y equals 2 times 2 would give you 4, and then 4 plus 1 would give you 5. So this would be our our coordinate 2, 5. Now, plug in the next one, 1. Plug it into this x right here. 2 times 1 would give you 2, and then 2 plus 1 would give you 3. And you have another point right here, 1, 3. Now we have this very special point that when x equals 0, which we'll learn a new concept today that is called the y-intercept. The y-intercept is basically when x equals 0. So when x equals 0, and have 2 times 0, and you know anything times 0, anything multiplied to 0 would give you 0. So if you cover it up, that would give you 0, y would equal 1. And this is going to be our special point, and we're going to make it in blue because you can see our y-intercept right here is in blue. So now, plug in the rest, -1, 2 times -1 would give you -2 plus 1. If you guys remember, adding your negative and positive numbers, this would give you -1. And then lastly, 2 times -2 would give you -4. Add 1 would give you -3. Now, if you were to plot these points on this graph, it'd give you a straight line. But today, we're going to be doing it basically kind of like a cheat code, trying to find a simpler way, a faster way to graph these equations on a graph like this on this coordinate plane. So we have y equals 2x plus 1. So we have our y-intercept to be 0, 1. Because right here we have this equation y equals mx plus b. This b right here is always going to be your y-intercept. This x is going to be 0 with this point right here, right there. So this is plus 1. So that's why b right here would give you 0, 1, exactly how it is right here. 0, 1. So you go 0 and then up 1, because we already know how to graph on a coordinate plane. So now we see that our slope, m, is 2. And remember, slope equals rise over run. So we're going up 2 spaces, and then we're going to the right 1 space. So remember, rise over run. Now we already have our first point. That's why the y-intercept is so important, because it is always the first point that we plot, because it basically guides us the entire way and helps us graph the line. So now that we know our y-intercept, our first point, and our slope, we can draw the line. So we go up 2 spaces, 1, 2 up, and then we go to the right 1 space. Boom, that's 1 space. And then we have a point right here. And that is our point. And then we do the same thing again. We go up 2 spaces, 1, 2, and we go over 1 space. And then that will be our next point. And as you kind of see, they're kind of like steps to, like, let's say, stairs. This will continue going on forever and ever. Oh, you don't have to really worry about that. So it goes over twice, and then goes up 2 times, and then to the right once. And there you go. Now you have these points, and now you can draw a line decent line right there. And now we see how it matches up to this T-chart that we made. 2, 5, 2, 5, boom, our point is right there. 1, 3, we have 1, 3 right there. There's a point right there. 0, 1, we know it's our y-intercept, the one we started with, boom, right there. -1, -1, it is our point right here. You see -1, -1, and then finally -2, -3, -2, go down 3, and it will be our point right here. So you see these two match up exactly the same. So we see that this line is y equals 2x plus 1. So that is how you graph with slope-intercept form. Don't forget your slope, don't forget the y-intercept is your first point, then use the slope, rise over run, and that is basically it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you guys learned how to use slope-intercept form. You guys can watch it again, or you guys can go on more practice problems to see how to do it. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.